Welcome. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of genetic mutations in cancer. Cancer is not just one disease but a collection of diseases, all tied together by changes in our DNA. These genetic mutations can turn healthy cells into dangerous, fast-growing cancer cells. Understanding how these mutations occur and what they do is key to unlocking better treatments and even prevention. In this video, we'll break down the basics of genetic mutations, explore how they lead to cancer, and look at the latest research. Let's start by understanding what a genetic mutation actually is. Genetic mutation is a change in the DNA sequence that makes up our genes. These changes can be as small as a single letter swap in our genetic code, or as large as entire sections being deleted or duplicated. Mutations can happen naturally as cells divide, or they can be triggered by environmental factors like radiation or chemicals. Not all mutations are harmful, some have no effect at all. But when mutations disrupt important genes that control cell growth, they can set the stage for cancer to develop. Oh, how do these genetic mutations actually cause cancer? Our bodies have built-in systems to control cell growth and repair DNA damage. When mutations occur in genes that regulate these systems, cells can start to grow uncontrollably. This unchecked growth forms tumors, which can invade nearby tissues and spread throughout the body. The more mutations a cell accumulates, the higher the risk it will become cancerous. That's why cancer is often described as a disease of the gene. There are several types of genetic mutations that can lead to cancer. Point mutations involve a single change in the DNA sequence. Insertions and deletions add or remove pieces of DNA, which can disrupt how genes work. Larger changes like duplications or translocations can move big chunks of DNA around. Each type of mutation can affect genes differently, but all have the potential to interfere with normal cell function and contribute to cancer development. Some genes called oncogenes act like the gas pedal for cell growth. When these genes are mutated, they can become stuck in the on position, causing cells to divide rapidly. Normally, oncogenes help cells grow and heal, but when they're overactive, they drive the uncontrolled growth that's a hallmark of cancer. Understanding oncogenes has helped scientists develop targeted therapies that can slow down or stop cancer growth. Tumor suppressor genes are like the brakes on a car. They keep cell growth in check and repair DNA damage. When these genes are mutated or lost, the brakes fail and cells can grow out of control. One of the most famous tumor suppressor genes is p53, often called the guardian of the genome. Mutations in p53 are found in many types of cancer, highlighting just how important these genes are for preventing disease. DNA repair genes are responsible for fixing mistakes that happen when cells copy their DNA. If these genes are mutated, errors can pile up, leading to more mutations and a higher risk of cancer. For example, BRCA1 and BRCA2 are DNA repair genes linked to breast and ovarian cancer. When these genes don't work properly, cells can't fix DNA damage, making cancer more likely to develop. Not all genetic mutations are inherited from our parents. Some are acquired during our lifetime, often due to environmental exposures or random errors in cell division. Inherited mutations are present in every cell from birth, while acquired mutations only affect certain cells. Both types can contribute to cancer, but inherited mutations can increase a person's risk from a young age, making early detection and prevention especially important. Any acquired mutations are caused by environmental factors. Things like tobacco smoke, ultraviolet radiation from the sun, and certain chemicals can damage DNA and trigger mutations. Lifestyle choices such as diet and exercise can also influence our risk. By understanding these triggers, we can take steps to reduce our exposure and lower our chances of developing cancer. As we age, our cells divide countless times and each division carries a small risk of mutation. Over time, these mutations can add up, increasing the likelihood of cancer. That's why cancer is more common in older adults. However, age is just one factor. Genetics and environment also play big roles in determining cancer risk. It usually takes more than one mutation to turn a healthy cell into a cancer cell. Cancer is a multi-step process, with each mutation pushing the cell closer to becoming malignant. This is why cancer often develops over many years as mutations accumulate and the cell's normal controls break down. Scientists have identified several key features or hallmarks that define cancer. These include sustained cell growth, resistance to cell death, and the ability to invade other tissues. All of these hallmarks are driven by genetic mutations that disrupt normal cell behavior. Understanding these features helps researchers develop new ways to target and treat cancer. One of the most important hallmarks of cancer is genomic instability. This means that cancer cells are more likely to accumulate new mutations, making them even more aggressive and harder to treat. Genomic instability is often caused by defects in DNA repair genes, allowing errors to go unchecked and fueling cancer progression. Not all mutations in cancer cells are equally important. Some, called driver mutations, directly contribute to cancer development. Others, known as passenger mutations, are just along for the ride. Identifying which mutations are drivers is crucial for developing targeted therapies that attack the root causes of cancer. Some genes are frequently mutated in many types of cancer. For example, mutations in the KRAS, TP53, and EGFR genes are found in a wide range of tumors. These genes play critical roles in controlling cell growth and survival, making them key targets for cancer research and drug development. Thanks to advances in genetic testing, doctors can now analyze the specific mutations in a patient's cancer. This allows for personalized treatment plans that target the unique genetic makeup of each tumor. Personalized medicine is revolutionizing cancer care, offering hope for more effective and less toxic treatments. Targeted therapies are drugs designed to block the effects of specific genetic mutations that drive cancer. Unlike traditional chemotherapy, which attacks all rapidly dividing cells, targeted therapies home in on cancer's unique weaknesses. This approach can lead to better outcomes and fewer side effects for patients. Immunotherapy is another exciting area of cancer treatment. Some genetic mutations make cancer cells more visible to the immune system, allowing new drugs to help the body attack tumors. Immunotherapy has shown remarkable success in some cancers, especially those with lots of mutations. Liquid biopsies are a cutting-edge tool for detecting cancer mutations. Instead of taking a tissue sample, doctors can analyze DNA from a simple blood draw. This makes it easier to monitor cancer over time and catch new mutations as they arise, helping guide treatment decisions. Understanding genetic mutations has also led to new strategies for cancer prevention. For people with inherited mutations, regular screening and preventive measures can catch cancer early or even stop it before it starts. Lifestyle changes, like quitting smoking and using sunscreen, can also reduce the risk of acquiring harmful mutations. Genetic counseling helps people understand their risk of inherited cancer mutations. Counselors can guide families through genetic testing, explain results, and discuss options for prevention or early detection. This support is especially important for those with a strong family history of cancer. Not all changes that drive cancer are mutations. Epigenetic changes alter how genes are turned on or off without changing the DNA sequence. These changes can be influenced by environment and lifestyle, and they play a big role in cancer development. Research into epigenetics is opening new doors for cancer treatment. Every cancer has a unique pattern of mutations known as a mutational signature. These signatures can reveal what caused the cancer, such as exposure to tobacco or UV light. By studying mutational signatures, scientists can better understand cancer origins and develop more effective treatments. Cancer cells evolve over time, with new mutations giving some cells a survival advantage. This process, called clonal evolution, makes tumors more complex and harder to treat. Understanding how cancer evolves helps doctors predict how it might respond to different therapies. One of the biggest challenges in cancer care is resistance to treatment. As cancer cells mutate, they can develop ways to evade drugs and continue growing. This is why some cancers come back after treatment. Researchers are working hard to find ways to overcome resistance and keep cancer in check. No two cancer cells are exactly alike. Tumors are made up of many different cell types, each with its own set of mutations. This diversity, known as heterogeneity, makes cancer harder to treat since some cells may resist therapy while others are destroyed. Metastasis is when cancer spreads from its original site to other parts of the body. This process is driven by additional mutations that allow cancer cells to invade new tissues. Metastatic cancer is much harder to treat, making it a major focus of cancer research. Some cancers are driven by a small group of cells called cancer stem cells. These cells can self-renew and give rise to new tumor cells. Mutations in cancer stem cells can make them especially resistant to treatment, leading to relapse and metastasis. Genome sequencing is a powerful tool for studying cancer mutations. By reading the entire DNA sequence of a tumor, scientists can identify all the genetic changes that have occurred. This information is helping to uncover new cancer genes and develop better treatments. Animal models like mice are used to study how genetic mutations cause cancer. By introducing specific mutations, researchers can observe how tumors develop and test new treatments. These models are essential for translating discoveries from the lab to the clinic. CRISPR technology allows scientists to edit genes with incredible precision. This tool is being used to study cancer mutations and even develop new therapies. By correcting harmful mutations, gene editing holds promise for preventing or treating cancer in the future. With the power to edit genes comes responsibility. There are important ethical questions about how and when gene editing should be used, especially in humans. Balancing the potential benefits with the risks is a key challenge for scientists, doctors, and society as a whole. Large databases of cancer genomes are helping researchers find patterns in genetic mutations. Projects like the Cancer Genome Atlas collect and share data from thousands of tumors, accelerating discoveries and leading to new treatments. Bioinformatics uses computers to analyze huge amounts of genetic data. By finding patterns and connections, bioinformatics helps scientists understand how mutations drive cancer and identify new targets for therapy. Precision prevention uses genetic information to tailor cancer prevention strategies. By knowing which mutations a person carries, doctors can recommend specific screenings or lifestyle changes to reduce risk. This personalized approach is making prevention more effective than ever. Liquid biopsies are not just for diagnosis, they're also used to monitor cancer during and after treatment. By tracking changes in tumor DNA, doctors can spot resistance early and adjust therapies as needed, improving patient outcomes. The future of cancer genetics is bright. New technologies are making it easier to find and understand mutations, leading to better treatments and prevention. As research continues, we can expect even more breakthroughs that will change the way we fight cancer. Raising public awareness about genetic mutations in cancer is crucial. Education empowers people to make informed choices about their health, seek genetic counseling, and participate in screening programs. The more we know, the better we can prevent and treat cancer. Cancer genetics research is a global effort. Scientists around the world are sharing data and working together to understand how mutations drive cancer in different populations. This collaboration is speeding up discoveries and bringing hope to patients everywhere. Despite all the progress, there are still many challenges in understanding and treating cancer mutations. Tumor complexity, resistance, and ethical issues all require ongoing research and careful consideration. But with continued effort, we can overcome these obstacles and improve outcomes for patients. Real-life stories of patients affected by genetic mutations in cancer highlight the importance of research and personalized care. These stories remind us that behind every discovery are people whose lives are changed by science and medicine. Thanks to advances in genetics, there is more hope than ever for people with cancer. New treatments, early detection, and prevention strategies are saving lives every day. The journey is far from over, but each discovery brings us closer to a world where cancer is no longer a deadly threat. Let's recap what we've learned. Genetic mutations are at the heart of cancer. They can be inherited or acquired, and they disrupt the normal controls on cell growth. Advances in genetics are leading to better treatments, prevention, and hope for the future. Staying informed and proactive is the best way to protect your health. If you want to learn more about genetic mutations in cancer, there are many resources available. Medical websites, support groups, and genetic counselors can provide information and guidance. Staying curious and informed is the first step toward understanding and managing cancer risk. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of genetic mutations in cancer. By understanding the science, we can make better choices for ourselves and our loved ones. The fight against cancer continues, but with knowledge and innovation, the future looks brighter every day.